welcome to the JJB Stadium here on a Friday night to witness yet another game between St Helens and the Wigan Warriors. This time the winners will go straight to the grand final. The losers will have another week next week against either the Bradford Bulls or the Leeds Rhinos. It's 2-1 to the Saints at the moment, so Wigan will be looking to make the second win and even the score up. It gets much bigger and much better here at JJB. Arguably the biggest game this stadium has seen all season. I tell you what, ITV have got Big Ron. We've got the second best thing here at Micron. It's Ron Hoof, and he's here with me to comment on the game. Big game, Rob.
Certainly is a big game, Matt, and you can't wish for anything more. Obviously the Saints will be smarting after Wigan slapping the bottom a couple of weeks ago, and the crowd, it's deafening, isn't it? Probably a record crowd. We reckon about 20,000 here. Saints already on the pitch. The Wigan side coming out now. It's going to be a great contest. The winner, as we said, goes straight through to the grand final. They're both bound to be up to it, and obviously let's hope it is a good contest. You run through the sides, Matt.
Okay, for the Wigan Warriors at fullback Radlinski, three quarters of Dallas, Renouf, Connolly and Robinson. Halfback pairing of Fowle and Peters, O'Connor, Newton and Cowie in the front three, Cassidy and Betts in the second row, and Chester on loose forward. On the bench, Mestroff, Maylam, Smith and Gilmore. And for the Saints this evening, Wellens at fullback, Hoppy, Iro, Newlove and Sullivan make up the three quarters. Martin and Long are halfbacks, Perolini, Cunningham and O'Neill the front three, Jointon, Yonkers and Sculthorpe at loose forward. Tuolangi, Stankovic, Hall and Nichol are on the bench. And we're about to kick off. St Helens are kicking Wigan to take the first reception. And what a game this is going to be between these two sides. You can't read anything into the last game between the two. St Helens just had one of those off days and they will never ever play as bad as that. And Wigan will surely know that as the kick-off is taken. And Wigan have got to get straight into the faces of this St Helens side. Robinson with the first drive. Tries to break the tackle, but good hard defence by Saints. Is what we can expect all game from both these two sides. Big forward battle up the middle of the pitch. And what a game this promises to be. O'Connor's at the season of his career here at the Warriors this season, and long may it continue. Cassidy then turning the tackle. They need a good set of six to Wigan to start this off with. Farrell will look to kick on this tackle, pinning Hoppy back, but it's straight down the throat of Hoppy, but a good chase by the Warriors, and Hoppy will bring it back right into the pack at the defence.
Yes, as one of your predecessors would have said, Matt, John McDermott, you've no doubt heard of him, did the Wigan commentary for years. A cacophony of sound here at the JJB, and my word, I'll say it'll be nip and tuck, and they'll be testing each other out. I would imagine nothing like what happened at Nosey Road a fortnight ago. Good break there, the Saints. Through Cunningham, unloaded to the left. Cunningham again, dart to the defence. He's driving downfield. He's looking for support. There's nobody on his shoulder. It's the last tackle of the sequence. Martin dabs it through. Saints are chasing it. Oh, the ball's lost. The ball was knocked forward. Referee Cummins orders a turnover. Saints there, nearly caught Wigan. Chris Joint again.
Oh, my heart in my mouth that time when I saw the little dab kick through by Martin. Something out of his box of tricks, and Wigan weren't expecting that one. But unfortunately for them, Joint just taking his eyes off. There's a high swinging arm, but Dallas ducked into the tackle, I think, looking for someone to play the ball. But Saints starting early, and Farrell straightens up. He's through a gap. He's got support with Newton. He gives it. Now Newton. He's got Long chasing him. He's inside to Renouf. Renouf's glancing on the legs for the line. He's going to go straight between the posts. What a start for this Warriors side. Fantastic start. And Renouf goes straight between the posts. It was all started by that break from Farrell. He flung the ball out to his left-hand side. Farrell saw that he had the defence in tatters, straightened his run up. I think one of the Saints players slipped in a tackle. He broke through. Newton, as ever, supporting. And then once again the support from Steve Renouf. And we started this game the same way we finished the last one against the Saints. And already we're on the board, 4 points. And a good kicking chance for Andy Farrell, straight in front of the posts. But great angle of running by Steve Renouf. he knew that there was two players on his back, and just like reminiscent of Sean Edwards, went one way, drew the defence together until they ran into each other, then turned back on that right-hand side. And Sullivan trips over his teammate, and Steve Renew, they call him the Pearl in Australia. What a reputation, and he's really living up to it now. And there's a kick from Farrell, and that's not the start the Saints wanted.
Well, it's not the start the Saints wanted, but obviously it's the start the Pie Eaters wanted. Big Frank there on your screen, on the big screen. He's looking quite happy with it. Brilliant by Farrell again. Two tacklers, the Saints tacklers dropped off him. Newton was in support. Then good support again, and that's what it's all about, backing up. Saints were backing up as they went into the Wigan half of the ground just minutes earlier. But a great try, well, I'm saying minutes earlier, seconds earlier. That was in the second minute. 6-0 to Wigan. Great start.
Can already tell this game is going to be end-to-end stuff between these two sides. Two of the biggest attacking flair sides in the Super League. Arguably the two best. That's a good run that by Terry O'Connor, strong run. They've got to look for the Saints line on in the tackle. Wigan got players on this right-hand side, attacking immediately. Renouf's lost the ball, it's come out. And it's been reefed out, the referee claims. We'll have to take a look at that one on a big screen to see exactly what happened. There was more than one man in the tackle, and Sculthorpe, I think, haphazardly hands towards the ball, trying to stop the tackle, and it's just come out. 50-50, I think. But it's good for the Wigan Warriors side. And they'll start with a penalty, a fresh set of 6. And O'Connor drives into the chest of Iro, but Iro puts him down with the help of Hoppy there. Farrell definitely wants to dictate things in the middle of the park. He's got to link well with Peters. Peters only having one season with the Warriors before he's going back to Oz. But he wants it to make one of the seasons of his career. And this is happening as well. Robinson on the inside. The ball's come free. They're going to need to step up on that one. But Robinson knocking the ball on. The chance was going. It was going begging. Good Saints defence. Pressured there. And Robinson came up with a mistake, but opportunity stuff there for Wigan.
Yeah, nearly caught again, and Robinson, good job he did, like slip and then lost the ball. The Saints come away with it. They've got to settle the ship, haven't they? There's no danger about that. Feeling the pinch, 12-0 down. It could have been there. Cries for a forward pass. They're going unheeded by the officials. Oh, and there's somebody injured there. The Wigan players call it. It's Cunningham, I think. Or is it? Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Well, we're trying to make out. Is it Newlove that's caught the injury? Up here on the gantry with us, we've got the former Saints coach, Sean McRae, and we'll just bring him in for a little bit of commentary. Not the best start for the Saints, Sean, and now with the injury.
Well, I mean, Chris Joynt had an opportunity very early. Isn't it amazing our game, how things happen? He got a chance to put the ball down over the line. Little grubber through by Tommy Martin. They don't score. The next set of 6. Andy Farrell makes a break. And Steve Renoff's under the post at 6-0. And then we just saw Jason Robinson with a great opportunity as well. I think the problem at the moment, Saints are too tight in their defence. They're just, they're allowing Wigan to shift the ball, and they're not adjusting well enough. And this looks like a bad injury to Paul Newlove. I hope that, well, it looks serious. I hope he's able to come back sometime in the game.
Yeah, it does look bad, doesn't it? The Wigan players called straight away. You're right what you say, Sean. Obviously, the Saints backing up in the early minutes. Obviously, not a patch on the Wigan outfit. They've shifted it about, and we're just saying to Matt, we could have been 12 points down, couldn't we? Only for Robinson losing the possession.
Well, they could have been. What it looks like Ian Millwood's done, he's thought that Wigan would come out and keep the ball very tight and rely on a good kicking game. What Andy Farrell's done, though, was called the ball either 1 or 2 out from the ruck and shifted it very early. And he's putting the Saints guys in a position where they're not sure whether to come forward or whether to slide. And that's a bit of a problem early in a game. But I'm sure it'll settle down. Saints just need to get a couple of back-to-back sets and put Wigan's defence under some pressure. And certainly, you know, they're an opportunity of scoring.
Yes, thanks, Sean. Yes, it's Paul Newlove off and Steve Hall on so early in the game, and he's a big impact player. And obviously, we're here at the JJB with Micron Video, Ron Hoof, Matt Fielding and Sean McRae. and unfortunately not the best to start. Saints 6 points down, and Paul Newlove being substituted, and obviously carried off the Saints with the penalty. Restart on their own 40. A quick variation of play. Saints trying to settle it down. As Sean said, they've got to try and get a good set of six together, just to get things sorted. But certainly Wigan on fire. The last tackle of this set of six. Is it? Well, oh, he's given a penalty. I do beg your pardon. I thought he'd signalled. But Saints up the middle. They've got to run it down. Then they've got to spread it. Tight Wigan defence. Spread all over the park. It's moved to the right. Sean Long, Martin. Good tackle. Look, Farrell in there. Chester. Well, was it? Yeah, it was Farrell. Last one now. Saints will run it. Sculthorpe. Good run in there. Oh, Hall into the corner. That's a super try. Oh, the referee, he points to it straight away. Brilliant work by the Saints. They moved it on the last tackle. Long, Martin, then a lovely pinpoint pass. Steve Hall takes the accolades. Sean McRae, just the reply Saints needed to give.
Well, it only took them one set of six to get back into. I'll tell you what's interesting, though, and it won't show on the replay. It's great play by Saints. I've just watched Willie Peters run across the field while there was 2 tackles ago. He's come across, he's obviously dislocated a finger or a thumb, and he was out of the defensive line. And that's made a big difference. We can now see Willie down on the halfway line, and he's getting treatment, but he was out of the play, and that's left the numbers short. But it was a tremendous comeback by Saints, and you know, they're never out of the game, are they?
No, they're not, and we're back in it now. But lovely handling. Scully there to big Kevin Iro, and Iro to Hall, and as you can see, he's just skirting that touchline. The Pie Eaters thought he was in touch, but he wasn't. He went in for the try in the corner. Great work by the Saints, and now Sean Long, can he pop this one over? He strikes it well. Oh, it's there. That's a good goal, isn't it? Super goal by Long. Great riposte by the Saints. As Sean said, Matt, Peters out of the line. He must have had a dislocated finger. That just made the difference. Good ball by Sculthorpe, cut out ball, and Hall perilously close to the line, but he finished well.
Well, I think that Wigan thought they'd finish that attack once they'd stopped the Tommy Martin dummy coming through on that right-hand side. But then they didn't realise that the ball was going to be passed out. Hairline pass right to that touchline before they went over, and an interesting kick that time, and Saints coming straight back into this. High shot there by the Wigan side, but missed by the referee.
Yes, but Saints in charge again. Well, they're not in charge of the possession, I should say. Wigan now, they'll be stung by that. Solid tackling, no more than you can ask. Cunningham again, took a big hit there, Betts. Tidied up, 3 on him, and it needs to be 3 on him. The referee penalises Wigan. Sean Long wants to take it quickly. Does he find touch? He does. Great kick by Sean Long. 20 metres from the Wigan line. A great platform for the Saints to build on. Good running. Super driving run. Perolini takes it within 8 metres. Cunningham a dummy half. Can the Saints pierce the Wigan defence? Oh, it's off Yonkers' shoulder. I don't think it was meant for Yonkers there, Matt. But the ball coming out. We'll have a restart from the centre of the 20 now.
Well, one thing I've noticed definitely about Wigan's defence, they must have been watching the videos, but they know that Saints are probably the best offload inside in the Super League, keeping the ball alive like we saw against Bradford last week. And they're keeping one man round the legs and one man round the ball carrying out, so they can't offload it. But it doesn't stop them from the attacking lines they're using at the moment. So Wigan then, on that right-hand side. Newton at dummy half, onto Cassidy. They'll take a few forward drives up the middle, then they'll ship it out to the left or right-hand side. Peters obviously back. Chester coming back on the inside. Trying to straighten his attack up, but getting nowhere in the end. Newton then. Penalty to Wigan. Lying on in the tackle. Perolini, I think, caught that time. And Farrell will clear his lines. So one or two silly little mistakes creeping into both sides' defences. Yeah, and something comes up, yeah. So O'Connor brings the next. Cowie then. Cowie straightens the drive up. Runs right over the top there of Perolini. Newton on that right-hand side. Peters out to Dennis Betts. Betts trying to break his way through the defensive line. Farrell then. Farrell with a little kick through. Testing Steve Hall. And Hall's equal to the challenge. But what a tackle by Radlinski. Stops Hall dead in his tracks.
Yes, it's in possession, but good tackling, and that's what it's got to be. Keeping the defence back. Farrell there getting stuck in. Nothing more than we could expect from the captain. And Cunningham driving it forward. Wigan go in. Put a loose arm in there on the ball, just a little bit of niggling. But Saints get the penalty, and it's incidents like that could cost the game. It's evenly poised now, 6 points apiece. We've had 14 minutes gone on the clock, but there's been a bit of stoppage for obviously the new love injury. But Saints in a good attacking position, 25 metres out. They move it to the left. Long then moves it to the right. Martin, drop off ball inside. Saints driving it downfield. Sculthorpe attacked in half. Wigan defence going to be tested. Scully goes on his own. He's driving for the line. He's a metre or two short. Can the Saints pierce the Wigan defence? Over to the left. Sean Long looking to open the defence. Oh, Long's there! Can he get in? Oh, he's just lost the ball going over. Long saying the ball was ripped out. The referee is he going to the touch judge? He's not having any of it. Long said the ball was ripped out. There's the on the big screen. Oh, he just lost it there in the tackle. Pulled his arm away, Matt. 20 metre restart.
Well, all the Wigan fans and other players saw Long making that run across. We're all screaming for the Wigan defence to grab hold of him at some stage. And they left it right to the last minute before they came across to stop him. One-handed pick up from Newton there. Strong run, he's going to have a hard job to stay in field. And the Saints really have got the run of this game so far. Tackle by Tommy Martin there. Not just known for his attacking skills, but also for his defensive prowess on the field as well. And Saints head and feed.
Good tackling by the Saints there in the end, forcing the man into touch. 20 metre infield scrum. Saints head and feed. Sculthorpe, well taken. The ball knocked back. Do the Saints have it? Do Wigan have it? Wigan have the possession, Matt.
Well, a bit scrappy, and Saints will be kicking themselves, losing it straight from the scrum. And Farrell bringing Chester back on the inside. Takes a few steps, but a good tackle in by Perolini. Robinson at dummy half takes the run up himself. There's no way through that defence. Newton now. O'Connor tripping into the run. Peters into Cowie. Cowie with a little offload. Wigan wanting to keep this one alive. Farrell back on the inside to Cassidy. Cassidy straightens the attack up, looking for support. He's got it with Newton. It's still alive. Farrell, little kick through, inviting Robinson to chase, but the kick's too far. Unlucky for Wigan there. And surely that might be one of the only ways through this Saints defence. He's trying the little clever kicks through, trying everything they can. But it's going to be a scrum down once again to St Helens.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Good play, Sean, by Wigan. Andy Farrell involved there, and he's a class act, isn't he?
Oh, he is. I mean, he's the guy they've got to look after. He's the guy they've got to contain. But they should never have the ball, though. I mean, Saints turned the ball over, first play from a scrum. If you're going to put pressure on yourself like that, then you've got to expect Wigan to come up with points at some stage. I thought Andy actually took a bit of pressure off Saints there. I thought he had a couple of plays to go. Maybe that kick has actually helped St Helens a bit. They're in possession now, and they've just got to work their way downfield, maybe get a good kick chasing and put Wigan under some pressure again.
Yes, they're in possession now. It's evenly tied, 6 points apiece. 17 minutes gone on the clock. The winner of this game goes straight through to Old Trafford, the 14th of October. The loser still has another go. They play next Saturday. And I think all part of the master plan. Saints are going to win tonight. I think Sean has just an inkling that Saints are going to win, but we'll see at the end of the 80 minutes.
Well, that's one of the things we said before the game. Any of the last 4 teams in this competition could win it. It's all very equal. It just depends who plays the best, who wants it the most. But judging by these two sides already, they both want it. It's going to go right down to the line, this one, I can tell. O'Connor, another drive nearly through that time. Wigan wide on this left-hand side. They'll chase the kick, the early kick, pinning Hall back, but that one just bounces in and Hall knocks it out. It could be a Wigan head and feed. All depends on what the referee gives. He's going to go to the video scroll. He's giving it to Wigan. Hall touched it. A 40-20 there by Farrell. So Hall trying everything he could do to stop it from going out. Wasn't aware that the Farrell was in his own 40. But a great kick there from Farrell, using that 40-20 to Wigan's advantage. And they'll want to get over the line this time. 20 minutes of the game gone. Farrell bringing Renouf back on the inside. Both teams trying out new moves in this game. Trying to outfox each other's defences. And Dennis Betts, he'll straighten the attack up. O'Connor looking to go himself, looking for support, he's got it. Now Wigan have got the numbers on this left-hand side. Farrell straightens the attack up. Might have been better to come out to this left-hand side. They had 4 players on 3. They're doing it this time. The Wigan running out of ideas. Cassidy straight through. Wigan nearly pressing over the Saints line. There's the drive. 5th tackle now for Wigan. Will Farrell put a little kick through? Is he going for the one-pointer? He's dropped it. Kicks it out in disgust. And Sean, Wigan going for the one-pointer there.
Yeah, the opportunity was there. It was a good rush defence though by St Helens, and I think they called the play themselves. I think they knew it was going to go to Faz, and you know it's a rare mistake in dude to see him drop a ball. Perhaps it shows he's human.
Is he? Are you sure? Well, anyway, Saints have the possession. As you say, they put pressure on him. He just took his eye off it, put it to ground. Thank you very much. And Saints now back with the possession. But they're pegged in their own half. They're only about 25 metres away from their own try line. Julian O'Neill, still, as far as we know, homeless after this season. Don't know whether you've got your eye on him, Sean, big Julian O'Neill, but he's been a good grafter for the Saints.
If he was a non-quota player, I'd pick him up for sure. The problem is he's still got a year to go on quota, so it's impossible for us at the moment.
Yeah, but he is a good grafter, and he can, as Long creates the gap, joint, he puts it back inside, back to Long. Last tackle of the sequence. Saints trying to vary it, but good tackling by Wigan. Martin, they're going to try and close him down. He dabs it down for the corner. It's well weighted. Dallas has to turn. Can the Saints cover defence catch him and try and keep him on his feet, but they can't. Good running there and a good angle kick.
Oh, speed off the mark from Dallas there. Surely one of the quickest wingers in the Super League. It's good to see him back from his injury. Broken jaw, he's recovered from that just in time for the playoffs. And it doesn't get much bigger than this game. Winner goes straight to the grand final. Can't stress that enough. 6-all still. Very even game. Watched by a massive crowd. Good tackling on show as well. This is the 5th now for Wigan. Newton, he's leaving it fine. He's put the kick over. Really are peppering Steve Hall with these kicks. Obviously see him as the weak link, and he runs straight to the middle. Perhaps trying to go on a run of his own, but good defence, good kick and chase there by Wigan.
Yes, and 3 come up to bounce him down. And Wigan just moving up a little quickly. The referee allowing them to do so. Saints got to try and get out of jail. Great tackling. Newton heavily involved. Sculthorpe now brings it on the blind side. Iro forced to the touchline. Quick play the ball by the Saints. They've got to have spread it out. They've got to try and beat this Wigan defence as it comes in, and it does come in quickly. That's the last one of the sequence. Tuilangi coming on now as Saints put it downfield. Dallas picks up.
Well, I'm sure it's the lesser of two evils for Saints. Which winger did the kick to? You got danger on both wings, Robinson and Dallas. Potentially lethal from any position on the pitch. Cassidy. Good offload there by O'Connor. Peters in support that time. Farrell, he's got support on the inside with Newton. Good tackle back there by Yonkers. Fantastic tackle. And Wigan lucky to get a play of the ball away. And a penalty goes to them. And Ian Millward can't believe it.
Last tackle,
On the last tackle that time. Not sure what the penalty went for, perhaps for messing around with him at the play of the ball. But Wigan with a good position here in front of the Saints line. O'Connor, head first into Steve Hall. Robinson out to Farrell at first receiver. Then on to Cowie. Cowie will drive straight in. Tackle by Joint. What a battle that is. And Peters on to Betts. But well watched that time. Two in the tackle straight away. Both defences coming up fast. It's like a game of chess. There's a knock on by Cassidy. It's what it's going to come down to, I think, in the end. Who makes the most mistakes? That's how I can see the game turning.
I couldn't contain my joy there as Cassidy just knocked it forward from the dummy half position. Usually a safe pair of hands, but obviously a bad decision down here, we think, obviously, as far as Saints spectators are concerned, with Yonkers being penalised. He was right marked up at the ball. It was a poor play the ball by the Pie Eaters, and they got out of jail there, actually. Saints come away with it from the base of the scrum. Tommy Martin looking for a quick play of the ball to Ilangi. Smoking Freddy drives it downfield. Farrell's in there along with Cassidy. Now Iro, the beast. Let's see if he can do anything. Referee in again for a penalty. Obviously Saints conceding the penalty up at this end when on the last tackle as well, when Yonkers got penalised, and Wigan there accused of having a hand in. We've had no scoring since the 9th minute. We're in the 25th minute now. It's settled down, Sean, after that obviously early start and early nerves.
Yeah, both sides now have settled into the game. All the emotion and adrenaline's gone out, and you know, I think there's a lot of heavy breathing going at the moment. Both sides just coming up with mistakes like that. You just can't afford. But we saw Mick Cassidy before do one near the try line. Now we've come up with Apollo first play. You just can't afford to do it. It looks like the team that controls the set of six. It looks like, you know, they look like a show of scoring a try here, and it's going to get down to that. I think it's going to get down to errors, and at the moment, there's far too many being made.
Yeah, by both sides. But Wigan in possession. Renouf.
Another danger. Steve Renouf from anywhere on the park. Gary Connolly rebuilding his season. It's not had the best season for Wigan so far. In the last 3 games, he scored in every one. Looking to improve it. He always seems to do it against his former side, Saints. And Farrell back on the attack to Cowie. Wigan starting to warm up the substitutes who won't be long, I don't think, before we see the introduction of Malem and Mestroff. Prop pairing usually does a straight swap. Long ball out, that's a good one, out to Connolly. Connolly! Quick play of the ball. Dallas out wide on the last one. There's the dab through from Peters, aiming for the post, and Saints just letting it go. Seeing it had a little bit too much for it, but Willie Peters intentionally aiming for the posts, and it'll be a 20-metre restart. Didn't quite get the accuracy on that one, but clever play.
Yes, it's in possession. Tommy Martin over there on the far side in a bit of a problem. Sean just spotted that. Nickel on for Apollo Perolini. Tommy Martin, obviously, as we say, in a bit of distress over there. Sculthorpe brings it down. Sculthorpe! He had support on the inside. Sean Long's going bananas. But with the noise here, I don't know whether he could have known, Scully, that Long was on the inside. But a chance maybe going a begging as Apollo's off. Sonny Nicholls on. Saints down to 12 fit men. Obviously, Martin at the back in problems, as we said. Newlove has an ankle problem, whether it's broken or it's ligament. There's Cunningham! Cunningham with a try! What a superb try! An individual effort! 15 metres out by the best hooker in the British game, as far as I'm concerned. Kieran Cunningham puts the Saints in the lead, and that'll have broke the Wigan's resolve. With Saints with only 12 fit men down there, but Kieran Cunningham, Sean, brilliant in broken play.
Well, I don't think he's just one of the best hookers in the British game. I think he's one of the best hookers in the world. I mean, he's so powerful. This is bread and butter for Kieran. Running to his right, which he prefers to do. Carries the ball in the right hand, left hand fend. Again, we can see it on the replay here. He's just very, very strong and powerful. He's got great pace. But that, again, came from controlling the football. And if Saints control the football, they can win this game. If they're going to turn over, like from the first scrum earlier on and like from the first tap play, they're going to put themselves under unnecessary pressure. When they got the ball, they look dangerous. It's just controlling the play, and then they can score as many points as anyone else in this competition.
Yeah, thank you. There's no danger about that. But Wigan, Matt, just caught off guard, dropping off the tackle, and it's unlike Wigan, and obviously Saints hit the front for the first time.
It's like I said to you before the game, Ron. Forget about the half-back pair in Long and Martin. It's Cunningham that's the danger man as far as I'm concerned. And he's proved my point there as Long slots the extras. He's just sliced straight through the Wigan defence, and they seem to drop off the tackles, giving him far too much respect. They've got to get in the faces of Saints like they did last time when they beat them 4-2-4 at Knowsley Road. They've got to do that to get back into the game. They can't let the Saints have the run of the play. They've got to play at their own pace, not the Saints. That way they'll surely get back into the game, but substitutions made. Like I said, I think Malam's on. Cowie's come off, trying to inject a bit more strength into the forwards. And Wigan will have to restart the game, but 12 points to 6 down, half an hour gone.
Yes, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? A capacity, well, not a capacity crowd, but we reckon at least 20,000 crowd, the biggest they've had at the JJB, and why not for a game of this magnitude? If they can't come and watch this, they won't come and watch anything, will they? Especially with Saints coming back and beating the Bulls last week with that last gasp try, with Chris Joynt keeping the ball alive. We know the Saints can keep the ball alive, and let's hope that they continue to do it. Sculthorpe heavily involved in that down here, trying to get the ball going. It's now with Iro. He's got to keep away from the touchline. Farrell bounced off the tackle. Chester in there as well. Also Jason Robinson, last one of the sequence. Saints put it to Sean Long. He angles it to Dallas, and he'll have no problem with it.
Dallas picking up another high shot, swinging out by Martin that time. We'll put that one down to his injury, I think. Won't let him off next time. And Robinson, the other winger. Maybe the Saints side realise that Dallas's jaw is his weak point, so they're just going for it. Good strong run there by O'Connor. Legs still pumping. Giving to Ulangi a piggyback. Elbows flying. About time he gave the penalty, Mr. Cummins. I don't know how long Tuolangi wanted. Just having a rest.
The man was still moving. The referee was pouncing about there. He hadn't said anything to Ilangi. That's what we're talking about. We're on about body contact sport. Bashing him down to the grass. We're not messing about with a round ball game.
I think the reason he was moving, Ron, is because he was flinging the elbow back at Tuolangi's head, and that was just giving him the momentum forwards. And a big shot there. Iro goes flying back. Good drive by O'Connor. Mestrov, he was the substitution. I do apologise, not Malam. Mestrov on for Cowie. Last 10 minutes of this first half. And Wigan eagerly wanting to get back into the game. Farrell, the ball's come forward. A knock on there by Farrell. Well, he's made 2 mistakes, and that's 2 mistakes more than he normally makes. And Saints let off the hook again with another scrum down.
Yes, Farrell there, obviously, as you say, Matt, a couple of mistakes, and unusual to see, obviously, but even the best of us make mistakes, don't we, Sean?
I'd like to think so. I mean, that was a case there. I think Andy Farrell was looking for someone on the inside. They just arrived a fraction late. And I think his options were taken away from him. But once again, Wigan have gone for the big play to Andy Farrell. And they've come up with an error, but at the same time, Saints are now going to attack. If they can get a good set of 6, they put themselves in good position again.
Yes, and Wigan touch the ball, so Saints have another set. And Iro down the flank. Oh, Iro chips it. Does he get it back? He doesn't. Dear me, I don't know what he chipped it for there. He should have just took the tackle. Saints losing the possession again.
Well, Wigan let off the hook that time. Screams of a forward pass there as the tackle went in on Yonkers, but nothing given. And unique footballing skills shown by Iro, slicing it off the outside of his boot. I don't think David Beckham's got anything to worry about anyway. There's the high bomb. That's a better kick. And a bit of afters there. And Robinson's got hold of it, has he? The ball's come out. Knock-on is given by the referee. Head and feed to the Saints. Just teasing us that time, Cummins. A little bit of afters off the ball. I don't know if you saw on between Cassidy and Tuolangi. I don't know whether he obstructed Cassidy from running through.
It's all friendly rivalry, nothing in it. Robinson there, he jumped for that ball with Wellens. Saints were trying to shield him, and Wigan moving up quickly. Well, he didn't play the advantage. He obviously thought there was no advantage to the Saints. As Chris Joyce moves it to the left, tries to open the Wigan defence. Yonkers again, brings it back centre field. A cluster of Wigan defenders meet him. Sonny Nicol doubts whether he'd be playing tonight. Obviously had an injury, didn't play last week against Bradford. And Tommy Martin looking for the 40-20. It's not going to curl in. Saints are chasing. Dallas has it. And no problem, you don't give this lad a break. Lightning speed.
Good chase that time by St Helens on the kick. Fantastic length on the kick by Tommy Martin. Just the right weight on it. And Wigan needs something special now. There's only 6 or 7 minutes left in the half. Good drive up the middle of the pitch that time. Once again by O'Connor. And Peters. On to Connolly. Connolly stepping through, looking for support. He's got it with Newton. Wigan keeping the ball alive. There's no support for Terry Newton. He made the break, but Wigan falling asleep in the supporting stakes. And now on to Chester. Chester looking to break through. Newland with a bulldog tackle. And a penalty to Wigan. Offside. Will Farrell go for goal? Or will they be going for the points? Quick tap by Farrell. They're after the score. They think they can get over the line. They've got the momentum at the moment. Radlinski's running on that blind side, but they use Malem up the centre. Malem still driving forward. Powerful legs. Mestrov's going to come on the blind side. He goes to Peters. Peters to Cassidy. Wants to keep hold of this one. Flings it out to Farrell. Now Farrell spins in a tackle. But good tackling there. And Connolly looking to go himself. Is he over? Very, very close that time. Long ball out to Chester. Chester out to Robinson. He's going to have to step his way round Hall. Fantastic tackling. This is a fifth now. A raking kick across perhaps from Farrell. There it goes. Looking for Radlinski on that right-hand side. But Sullivan. Fantastic positioning by Sullivan that time. Stopped any possible threat from Wigan.
Yes, it did, but a great defensive set of 6 by the Saints. Wigan put in loads of pressure. They elected, obviously they got a penalty, they elected to tap it, and they thought they had the run on the Saints, but the defence stood up well. And now it's Tuolangi for the Saints, bringing it away, just short of the 40. We're talking about nearly 5 minutes to the interval. And what a game. 6 points to the Pie Eaters, 12 to the Saints. The Super League champions against the minor premiers. And Saints put it down. Robinson's got to chase it. Will it run dead? It will. A restart from the 20. Still testing each other out, Matt, and good defensive skills. And Wigan just can't unlock the Saints' defence.
That's right. It's like a game of chess, I was saying before. Both masterminding their way through the defences, but not very much room to attack on either side. I'm starting to lose my voice already. A break-in play, I think, the blood bin. Sonny Nicol, off he goes, and on comes young Stankovic. I'll tell you what, with size like this at the moment, you think we're going to be relieved that Sonny Nicol's going off, but then they bring on a player of the calibre of Stankovic. A very powerful youngster, powerful in the run, great supporting play. And what a tackle that by Tuilagi. There's a bit of a battle going on between these two. Cassidy, and he's given the penalty again. Tuilagi holding down in the tackle. Much to the dismay of the Saints fans up here. And silly penalties creeping in all the way through this first half. But good tackling as well. Malem trying to make a hole up the middle of the pitch. Wigan using 2 or 3 forward drives up the middle. Peters, well tackled, the ball's come loose. He'll be play on, will it? Knock on by Peters, just losing concentration at that vital minute. Good tackle by Stankovic. And St Helens will have the head and feed once more.
Yeah, Peters, obviously he dictated the game at Nosey Road 2 weeks ago. He's not having the same freedom tonight. Saints come away with it. Sean Long. Once again, Long unloads to Stankovic. On as a blood bin for Sonny Nicol. Solid tackling. Chester there, Cassidy. Mauling at the play of the ball, but the referee's not interested now because the pie eaters are doing it. Up to the halfway line. Sean Long, big hit there. Mestrov coming in. Mestrov and Malem, I think it was. Once again, good running. Sculthorpe. Farrell in. Last one of the sequence. Will the Saints put it high? They're out of the blocks quickly. Tommy Martin looking for the one-pointer. It would have been very speculative that, Matt, wouldn't it? But we're going to have the possession in the dying minutes.
That's right. Into the final 2 minutes of this half. Wigan usually dangerous at this point. Connolly running across, but Tuilagi steps out the line and doesn't miss him. But the tackle's not completed as far as the referee's concerned. Player not grounded, and Robinson takes up the opportunity. Wigan quick play the ball. And the referee is giving a measly 10 for both sides at the moment. Long ball out wide, they've got players. Back on the inside of Robinson, but I think Farrell would have been better suited to pass out to his left side again. It's the second time he's done that. Last tackle now, Peters with a high bomb. Dallas is chasing this one. Dallas against Sullivan. Sullivan takes it, and Dallas misses the tackle. Maybe he'll regret that in a minute as Sullivan's away.
Yeah, can Sullivan go all the way? He comes inside, he's still going! Sullivan will score under the sticks right at the death of the first half! What a brilliant try by Anthony Sullivan! It puts Saints 12 points clear at the interval. The last tackle by Wigan, the ball was put high. Dallas was chasing it. Sullivan took it. Dallas had overrun him. Sullivan wound round, down the wing, then he cut inside, got past the defending players, and the pie eaters pay the penalty. Sullivan was away, he showed in the outside, he went in again, he came back, stepped off the foot, came back centre field and went under the sticks for a superb try by Anthony Sullivan, his 16th try of the season. Great try, you've got to applaud that, haven't you? I mean, Matt's shaking his head, but I know he doesn't really mean it. But there again, Wigan trying to put pressure on the Saints, Matt. It was meant for Dallas to chase. Sullivan took it well, stepped him, then he stepped about 3 or 4 more, and a brilliant try. He likes scoring here, doesn't he?
He only ever seems to do that against Wigan. Very, very reminiscent of that try last time they were here. And Wigan at the half won't be a happy side. They came out strong in the first few minutes, going over the try line with a Renouf special between the sticks. Then it became even, and as Hall went over the line on this right-hand side, all tries converted, 6-all then, and then, as we've just seen, described beautifully, might I add, by Ron, that Sullivan try to make the score at half-time, 18 points to 6. And Wigan really will be kicking themselves.
Well, they will be, Martin. We didn't know what was going to happen. Wigan started off like a house on fire, didn't they? A try in the second minute from Renouf. They could have had another a couple of minutes later by Robinson. Saints defended well, then came back, and 3 tries from Hall, Cunningham and Sullivan there. That was a pearler right at the death, wasn't it? Join us for the second half. 6 points to the Pie Eaters, 18 to the Saints, here at the JJB in the qualifying semi-final.
Wigan back on the pitch for the second half. Saints just making their way. And just before the half kicks off, we've got a very special mention to Helen Ullman, who by the time she's watching this will be Mrs. Helen Kirkham. Both Helen and her new husband Mark are big Wigan Warriors supporters. In fact, Helen was the mascot for Wigan when they played Australia back in 1990 at Central Park. The wedding takes place tomorrow, which is Saturday the 30th of September, and a massive good luck goes out to the happy couple from all friends and family, myself, Matt Fielding and Ron, all at Micron, and in particular her brothers Stephen and Robin. Good luck for the future, Helen and Mark, and let's hope that Wigan can start with a celebration tonight. Just as the game gets underway, Wigan kicking off Saints' first possession.
Yes, 40 minutes away from place at Old Trafford. They lead by 12 points, 18 points to 6. Obviously, thanks very much through the first half for Sean McRae to come and in on our commentary. Still the longest serving Super League coach and the most successful Super League coach, with trophies galore for the Saints in his 3-year spell. And what a finish, Sean, just as you went back to the Sky Studios with Sullivan getting that try right at the death.
Just made a comment, Ronnie, that 2 of the Saints' tries in the first half came from just sheer individual brilliance, and that can be the difference in big games. Kieran Cunningham's try and Anthony Sullivan's try. Anthony Sullivan's try was as good a try as you'll see. Here's another opportunity now. They get the bounce, it's try time. Well, he's done well to get out of there. I just say, individual efforts win your big matches. And at the moment, Saints are well in front in that department. They've only got to come out and play a similar 40 minutes, they'll win this game. Wigan won't necessarily play catch-up, but Wigan will have to control the ball a lot better than they did in the first half, otherwise they can't win it.
He's wondering what Frank Endicott said at half-time to his Wigan side, and one thing would have been, stop Sean Long. Stop him running right in front of the defence. Make sure he can't drag across and then feed his players just like he did then. Another threat to Wigan. And Wigan will need to steady the ship now. 12 points behind. 5th tackle now. There's a long way to go. There's the kick from Farrell. Long, high, but straight down the throat of Steve Hall once more. And he'll run the ball back.
Yeah, Farrell stepped back. He was looking for the 40-20. Looked like a little bit of a flop there as the Wigan man came in a little late. Wellens brings it away. We've not mentioned him much tonight. He's been involved there, but as Sean said, individual brilliance with Cunningham and Sullivan scoring 2 good tries, putting Wigan under the cosh. And Sculthorpe up to the halfway line. He's run hard tonight. Quick play the ball by the Saints. Cunningham, long. Stankovic, I think, is the man. He gets the ball, he unloads it. Saints move it. Once again, they're backing up, and that's what it's all about. Backing up for each other. Always having a man on your shoulder. The last tackle of this set of 6. What will the Saints do? Sean Long puts it high, crossfield. Pressure on Dallas. He's lost it. Saints have it. It's going to be a set of 6 for the Saints. With 5 metres to go. Martin. Joint for the corner. The width of a bug's off the try line. Along the line. Yonkers twists, turns. Wigan drop off him. If Saints score here now, it's going to be walking day. Saints move it out. Sean Long looking for the gap. Offers the ball. Oh, he gets clobbered. He tried to do too much. A Wigan player down there injured. To Ilangi, smoking Freddie. Comes crossfield, puts it back. Cunningham again. 5 metres short. Saints putting the pressure on Wigan. Will the defence crack? Yes! Iro the beast in at the corner. Saints register the 4th try of the evening, and the Pie Eaters are on the rack. Super play by the Saints, putting pressure on Wigan, and the Wigan Warriors have succumbed. Could that be the killer blow, Sean? Good play by the Saints, opening the Wigan defence again.
Well, I know it's early in the second half, but Wigan look on to me. Saints just have the ascendancy. Again, the crossfield kick. Brett Dallas had a chance to catch the ball. There was a lot of Saints players there, but he had a clear go at it, and he couldn't come up with it. They got 6 to go. It's really hard to defend back-to-back sets. Saints controlled the ball. Kevin Iro scores a relatively simple try for him. He just ran the angle. Sean Long threw the pass, got on the outside of Andy Farrell. Kevin Iro's far too strong and powerful from just a couple of metres from the try line. They're certainly, if they weren't in the box seat at half-time, they're certainly well in the box seat now.
Yeah, great try by the beast, Iro, the big match player. Sean Long with the trusty left boot. Can he float it in? And Wigan well on the rack. About 20,000 people in here, and there'll be a lot doing the Wigan walk later. There's no danger about that. But Sean Long looking to convert it. 22 points to 6. We predicted a little tighter game, but it's not finished yet. We've only had 5 minutes. Long with the conversion. Long with the goal. He raises the arm. Stanwall, the equipment manager, pats him on the back. 24 points to 6. 3 converted tries, plus another. The Pie Eaters need to get back in the lead. You didn't want that, Matt, did you? But you couldn't contain the Saints.
That's right, it's the worst possible start for the Warriors. Seems they still have their heads in the dressing room. All came from that mistake from Dallas in the corner. And dropping off the tackles left, right and centre are the Warriors now. And Saints are just taking advantage of and starting to rip them to shreds.
Yes, and Saints there, obviously once you get in front and the opposition's heads drop, your Saints are full of confidence, and it's a repeat performance of a fortnight ago. I said before tonight's game, it's all right once you get in front, you can waffle on forever, can't you? But I said that it'd be nice if Saints could open the Warriors up to Ilangi. Support inside, Long under the sticks. Yes! Oh, super try by Sean Long. Wigan's heads are down. Saints with another 4 points, and it's going to be another 6. Cries of easy, I think, Sean, but it's far from easy. It obviously looks easy, but as you said, Wigan's heads have gone down. The half-time talk from Frank Endicott hasn't G'd him up. Obviously, Ian Millwood has, and 2 tries in the space of what, because they're 3 minutes there.
Well, it was always the case of team coming out and scoring first. If it was going to be St Helens, they could go on with the job. If it was going to be Wigan, there was pressure back on both sides, particularly St Helens' defence. Unfortunately, though, for Wigan supporters, they've not looked like scoring a try. Saints have controlled every set they've had, and that's the key. When you're in front, you control your sets, you get a good kicking game, and you put pressure on the opposition defence. And they're already tired. They're going to be more fatigued now because they just haven't had the football. We've had, 7.5 minutes of the second half. Wigan have barely touched the ball, and they're in trouble.
Yes, I know you're in the Sky Studio, and whether you get chance, I was talking to Eddie Hemmings before, and he knows, as you know, I'm a staunch Saints, red and white throughout, and I told him it was all part of the master plan, this, as we did the other season, when Bradford knocked the stuffing out us 40 points to 4. Wigan did the other week, 42 points to 4. We came back last week against Bradford. The master plan is come here tonight at the JJB, beat the Pie Eaters. Bradford come here next week, beat the Pie Eaters. Bradford at Old Trafford with the Saints, and Saints wipe the floor with them and regain the Super League trophy. What do you think of that?
Well, Ronnie, you should be a coach. Yeah, I think you do coaching. I'll take the microphone. You do the coaching work. I think you've got it down to a fine art. You're a genius.
That's totally impartial from both of us, Sean. But anyway, the Saints have the possession, 30 points to 6. Doesn't that sound lovely when you say it? It just rolls off the tongue. Saints 30, Wigan 6. Martin chips it through, pressure on Radlinski. He knocks it back. Well, he's in touch. The referee says, well, he wasn't tackled. He'd got the ball, he wasn't tackled. The referee comes in again. Well, he's not given us so much there, has he? A couple of occasions. Wigan in possession, Matt. Let's give you a go.
I've never seen Wigan miss and drop off so many tackles. And I think he's brought on Tony Smith and Lee Gilmore, and he'll have told them to get right in the face of the Saints. Some hard tackling, and you can tell when it's going wrong when a player of Radlinski's calibre is coming up with bits and pieces like that. And Wigan all over the place at the moment. They need someone to take hold of the ball and lead the way. They've got to look up to the big names now. They've got to start firing, and firing as a team as well. At the moment, it's all Saints. Tony Smith on his way at the end of the season. Tuolangi with a tackle. Now on the 5th. There's a long pass by Farrell, and the ball's gone straight out of the touch, and when it's going wrong, it's just really going wrong for the Warriors now.
Well, it was that forward, that, Matt. It was in next week, but it went into touch anyway, and it's going to be the turnover on the 6th tackle. Nothing going Wigan's way. I'm very pleased to say Cassidy in there late. A flop and in with the knees, but he gets away with it as Wellens brings the ball out. Tommy Martin. Chris Joint, who did well to control that ball. Well, it was pulled out. The referee says it was knocked forward. That was clearly pulled out. He had the ball high. Yes, he didn't have really control when you look at it again. I'll give you that one. Well, who cares? We're 30 points to 6 up. I'm not bothered.
Every game needs a turning point. Renouf, he'll try his hardest. Radlinski now linking up in the middle with Malem. Big hit up there on Malem. Thought about offloading it. The ball's come loose, and the referee says it's been pulled out. Wigan will take a quick tap there by Smith. Mestrov runs hard into the defence. And Wigan have got to score soon if they want to try and at least get back into this game. And there's Gilmore, nearly through, but just slipped at the last minute. They've got to get the bit between the teeth now. Links out to Farrell. There's a gap in the pitch, and Farrell's just thrown the ball willy-nilly, and the ball's gone. It'll be Saints possession, and we're off again.
Yes, picking it up from Brong play. It's the beast. Gives it to Sean Long. Sean Long running him ragged. Long driving. Support there. Can Saints pick it up? Sullivan has it. Come on, my son. In at the corner. Tommy Martin. Thank you very much. Lick 'em and stick 'em. Oh, he's going to the screen. What's he going for? Dear me. He's trying to keep the score down. 30 points to 6. What a try. Through quite a few pair of hands. Sullivan as well, bringing it over here. Sean Long doing all the damage in the midfield. And Martin finishing it off. He's going to the screen. We don't know what he's going to ask for. Yes, Gary Connolly got a crack there. He's bleeding profusely. The referee may be looking for a knock-on in the lead up to that try. I don't know whether you picked anything out there, Sean.
Well, I think the Wigan players are claiming that when Andy Farrell lost the ball, there might have been a hand involved, or was it when they went to dive on the ball after Andy lost the ball? Perhaps that they're thinking there's a knock on there as well. Maybe they're thinking Kevin Iro's knocked the ball on. I'm not convinced that he has. I think it's gone back. But I tell you what, there's an expression athletes use, Ronnie, where they say they're in the zone. A team's in the zone, and Saints are in that zone tonight. That if it's awarded a try, again, it's one of the greatest support play tries that you'll see in rugby league.
Here comes the decision, Sean. Oh, and it is a try, Sean.
Yeah, when you look at the replay, I had no doubt whatsoever. I think that it was a simple case of a couple of hands in there, but the ball went backwards. It was worth looking at. You can't blame the referee for that. But it's just a great, great rugby league try scored by a team that's capable of ripping anyone to pieces on the day. They've now got to be clear favourites for the grand final.
Yes, and they are doing, aren't they? And I had no doubt it was a try either. But the referee, obviously, he had to make sure. 34 points to 6. And Saints, Matt, putting it together there, throwing the ball about. Wigan don't have the answer, do they?
That's right. It's just a reverse of the tables there. Last meeting between these two, nothing Saints could do would go right. And this time, nothing Wigan can do is going right at all. And Saints just walking all over them. Wigan obviously want the hard route to the grand final. And will be, well, no doubt now meeting either Bradford or Leeds. I don't think there's any way back for Wigan now. It's all to do with pride now, I think. Stopping Saints from scoring anymore. And there's a kick by Long, and it's just gone. Shaved the right hand upright. And that just proves that Sean Long's human, I suppose.
A few friendly boos there, yes, as Sean Long blots his copy boot, misses one. But a great support play there. Wigan losing the ball in the tackle. And Saints picking up the loose play. Finishing off in the corner with Tommy Martin. After Sean Long had broke through the middle. Great support play. A high kick. Wigan come up with it. Was it knocked forward?
I know. Totally unlike Wigan. Usually the support's in abundance, but this time they can't find the man. There's a long ball to Robinson, but the defence has stepped up well. Saints really have got the run of this Wigan side. They know exactly where they're running to. Obviously been watching the videos. Smith trying to go between the posts. It's important to get points on the board just to boost morale. Into Cassidy. Cassidy keeps it alive to Farrell. Long ball out Peters. He offloads to Renouf. Renouf trying to go. Ball nearly stripped from him. Wigan keeping it alive now. Smith. Smith being chased. Smith through. And Smith gets a try there on the right hand side. Wise option by Frank Endicott, introducing him into the side, try and liven things up. But all the points count, and if Wigan can try and build on that try, they kept the ball alive. Passing from hand to hand, and for once they've actually kept it without dropping it. And Smith, chased by Iro across the field, saw the gap open before him. And the point slotted over there by Farrell. There's a little bit of something for this big Wigan crowd to cheer. They've paid the money, they've come in their thousands to watch this game. And they want to see Wigan perform a lot better than this. 34 points to 12 then. But Sean, could you see any way back for the Warriors now?
Well, again, only if it just shows you if you control your sets and you keep the ball alive, you're a chance. I mean, that was a simple case then of just handing off, offloading the ball, having players in motion, having players in space, and they eventually cracked the St Helens defence. But, you know, with 23 minutes to go, they need to score at, what, a point a minute. Wigan are probably one team in the comp that can do it. Certainly, either side of it can score plenty of points, but again, they're going to have to take some odds to it. They're going to have to take a few risks. But if they hold the football and get a couple of back-to-back sets, the answer is yes, they can. But you've got to say it'll be one of the greatest comebacks of all time if they do it.
Well, like you say, Sean, if anyone can do it, and this Wigan side can do it. Great pick-up by Newton onto Dallas. He needs a straight patch of grass to try and run his way through. Not really had a chance to stretch his legs. Newton, Wigan really keeping it alive now. They've got nothing to lose. They've got to keep the ball alive. Farrell trying to take it himself. They may as well throw the ball around. 34 points, 84 points, it doesn't matter now. Wigan have got to try everything they know. There's the bomb over. Dallas chasing this one. It's pinpointed to him. He's caught it. Needs to keep it alive, but good tackling there by the Saints side. Nullifies that attack. I think Wigan really needed to score there.
Well, they did. I don't know whether the Saints just let Dallas have it there. I mean, he's not the tallest of blokes. They just let him have it and knew that they could contain him, and that was on the sixth tackle. The Wigan spectators trying to get behind the charges as Sculthorpe drives it away. He takes it up to the 20. Saints want to quick play the ball. Good running. And a further 5-10 metres. Wigan move up quickly. Is it too little too late as Wellens up to the 40. Sean Long, speculator, Chris Joint up the wing. Tremendous pace, looking to unload it. Sean Long at dummy half, last one of the sequence. Long will run it. Sculthorpe in the middle. Back to Long, Long chips it on, the chase is on. Yo, is it a try? Saints are claiming for a try. The referee's going to the screen. Wigan there, have they made another mistake? Has Sean Long got his second try? Saints putting pressure on Wigan, Sean. Referee Cummins got to go to the screen again. Did they all overrun it? We're just going to have a look on the big screen, which you are not privy to. Oh, it's knocked back, it's off a leg. It's still loose. Is it all on? I think that could be a try. We can't just see. Well, Sean Long, I think he touches it down for good measure.
I think it's a try, Ronnie. The only doubt is whether Kevin Iroh's knocked the ball on. And of course there's no such thing as an accidental knock on either, so if he has played, even whether he's played or not, it might be considered that he might have got downward pressure as well. It's a tough call. You can, again, people on the micro-on video may not be able to see the replays, but we're at the ground now watching, of course, on the big screen. There's certainly an element of doubt, but once again, just great play by St Helens. Whether it's a try or not, it's just absolutely fantastic. We've watched them go 90 metres in a set of 6, something that you just don't expect against a Wigan defence.
Yeah, so we're still waiting for that crucial decision. 34 points to 12 with 20 minutes left to play. Obviously 3/4 of the game gone and the pie eaters are on the rack. But the referee, the video ref's got to try and get this one correct if he can. And obviously it'll be another try for Sean Long. We're getting the decision now. The vibes look good. Long's ready to position the ball on the tee, and we're waiting for the decision. Stanwall there just having a bit of friendly banter. What's the decision now? Oh, it's a try! Another try for the Saints! The 7th try this evening. Good play by the Saints, sticking to it. 19,186 is the attendance here, a stadium record. Brilliant support, but good play there. Finished by Sean Long, and as you said, Sean, you called it right. I think we both did.
I think about a team like St Helens, they're never going to close the game up. I thought that was the danger. When Wigan scored that try and got back to 12 points, the biggest factor that St Helens had to consider with 20 minutes to play was not to try just to run the clock down. There's a lot of time left. They can score a lot of points. Wigan can score a lot of points. They've still got to play their natural game. And what they've done on that set of 6 leading up to that try is as natural a game as you'll see St Helens play.
Long converted, 6 points to the pocket dynamo, the influential scrum half, and that makes it 40 points to 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening's attendance here at the JJB Stadium, the Super League playoff record, and a brand new JJB Stadium record, 19,186. Thank you for your support.
Wigan again try the high kick, looking to get possession back. They don't. Well taken there. Saints moving quickly. Paul Wellens took it well. 40 points to 12 as Yonkers. And that's with Wigan starting off like a house on fire. The Saints have got into them very methodically, wore them down. Oh, and Saints looking to unload the ball. Cowie back in with a big hit. So Frank Endicott obviously putting his men back on. He's had them rested. Last one of the sequence. Saints will go for it now. Long again, puts it through, puts pressure on Robinson. Tuilangi comes to meet him, but Robinson evades him.
Radlinski brings the ball up middle. 20 minutes still remain in this game, and this could be the biggest defeat the Warriors have had all season. I'm sure it probably is. At the hands of the Saints once more. Wigan just haven't been up for this game whatsoever. The support, Dallas, he's going to try and make his way, but a good tackle by Wellens. Line all over. Dallas looking for the penalty, I think. Smith to Peters, out wide to Farrell. Farrell's got the support on the left-hand side. They've got to give it 2-on-1. Renouf's on his own. He's popped the ball inside. I think Robinson was taken out without the ball that time. Touch judge is going to have a word with Cummins, the referee. The penalty's been given. I really can't believe what's happening to this Wigan side. 40 points to 12. Gilmore juggling with the ball. Cowie stepping one way then the next, but no way to go. Saints really have got the rub of this Wigan attack now. But a good charging drive by Cowie. Quick play of the ball as well. O'Connor will look to go himself, runs at the referee. A move that's been utilised well this season. Peters back on the inside to Smith. Smith looking for his second, but a good tackle by Long. Now then, Farrell. Ball to Newton. Newton dabs it through. Renouf looking for his second. The Wigan fans cheer as if he's got that one. The referee will go to the screen. Renouf doesn't look the most optimistic coming away from that on the video replay. I think he was probably just a few seconds too late. Or has he got it? I think he might have got it. He got one hand down on the ball. It's whether he had control or not. Well, he didn't give up that time, Steve Renouf. He's got all the wealth of experience. He knew to chase the ball. It was that final little bit. And I'm sure he's... well, his hand rubs across the side. Frame by frame, and the Wigan players are walking back. It's up to the video ref now. Will he give the try? It's come from that penalty. Here's the decision then. Try give it to Wigan. You can say it once again, small consolation now. But they've got to try and get some team spirit back into the side. It'll be around about here that Saints will start to switch off. Comfortable with the points margin. 24 points away. And as Sean said before, this will be the comeback of all comebacks if they come back. But I don't think they'll come back.
Well, I hope you're right. But as you say it might be guilty of slowing it down, switching off, Matt, as you say. I hope that is not the case, because you can't afford... Oh, hit the bar, I think, there. You can't afford to switch off against a side of Wigan's calibre. And Wigan have always had that killer instinct. They ram home the advantage and ram it home. Saints maybe have been guilty of not being able to do that in the past. Let's hope that they can, obviously, in the future. Good try there, good kick, well followed up, and we're going to get the possession now. Is it too little, too late?
I think so. But Wigan, obviously that week off, not really doing their game much good. And also maybe coming complacent after beating St Helens by such a margin. Blood bin reversal, joints off. And Perolini on. I think the biggest difference between the two sides is that Saints are playing as a team, whereas Wigan don't seem to be gelling at the moment. Need to get back into the swing of it. Saints' wall of defence comes straight up, heads go back as the drive goes in. O'Connor up the middle of the park. Still going O'Connor. This is better stuff by Wigan. He's lost the ball, it's been reefed out. Smith with a quick tap. Wigan not holding back now. Flat past the car. And a knock on that time by Cassidy, and I think that just sums up Wigan's game so far.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's mistakes. A similar scenario to what happened at Nosey Road, Matt. I know you wasn't there due to the petrol crisis and couldn't get there. Obviously, you have to conserve your fuel at that time. But everything went right for Wigan. Saints tried to force the issue and couldn't get it right. The Warriors obviously dominated that night, just as the Saints are doing tonight. Mistakes by people that you, as you said, don't expect to make them. But a bad day at the office, as they say, for the pie eaters. 15 minutes left of the game, 40 points to 16. Saints lead, they're on the way to Old Trafford. They've 1 foot on the Old Trafford turf. You with Micron Video bringing you all the action from the JJB. As Sonny Nicol breaks out of the tackle, then he's upended. He wants to get, oh, come on, referee. He wants to get up and play it quickly, and the referee's not obliging. Sculthorpe. Long launched him. Wigan on the back foot. Sean Hoppy. Perolini attacked in half. Sean Long dabs it through. The chaser's there. Ooh, just a little bit too much beef on it. And Wigan will tap with a tap from the centre of the 20, Matt.
I was going to say something about the St Helens team there. They're 24 points ahead, and Cunningham still chasing that as if they're, points behind. That's what you want in a rugby league player. And Wigan, they'll be wanting to conserve energy more than likely now. So it looks like they're definitely going to have a game next Saturday. They will be here at the JJB, but we don't know who it's against yet. Either the Bulls or the Rhinos. From less than formidable task either way. Robinson then not been allowed the freedom that he's used to by the Saints, and Wigan will little dab through by Peters, but Wellens has positioned himself brilliantly, and another missed tackle. I wouldn't like to be the person that has to make the tackle count in this game.
No, that's true. Sullivan once again trying to round his man, but quickly in. Yonkers nowhere through for him, trying to bring it on the short side. Matt was just saying, Sean, that he thought Saints may be slowing it down a pace now, but I said you can't afford to against a side of Wigan's calibre.
Well, you can slow it down as long as you got the football. But, you know, it's really important that you complete your sets. There's another try coming up now.
Tuilangi give it to Iro. And it's easy, isn't it? He comes in field. The beast with his second try. As you say, Sean, carry on.
Well, that's a training drill, that. It was just a simple 2-on-1. It's a good offload from Freddie Tuilangi, but, you know, Wigan just, I'm afraid they're not at the races. And they might have been for the first 10 minutes of this match, but from there on in, it's been all St Helens because they've actually controlled the ball better. And as I said, when you've got it, it's easy to score. When you haven't got it, it's pretty tough. And Wigan haven't had a hell of a lot of ball this half. And I think that Saints have just shown absolute class, and they've just shown that on the day what can happen. I mean, it's a playoff game, opportunity to go to the grand final, and we've already seen 60 points scored in 70 minutes of rugby league, and that's just unbelievable.
Obviously, Tuilangi there, as you say, a very good impact player. He's going to pastures new, as is Apollo. Julian O'Neill, been great servants for the Saints. Paul Aitchison, Chris Smith is coming up to join you at Hull. And obviously we've got impact players, we hope, of David Furley and Peter Shield coming to join us, and Wayne MacDonald, that was once one of your players. The future probably looks good for the Saints.
Well, you're going to be the land of the giants next season, Ronnie. I tell you, they're all big men. I mean, Wayne MacDonald's 6'7". I think David Fairley's about 6'4", and I think Shields is about 6'6" or 6'7" as well. So they're big men. They're all able to offload a ball, and they're all capable of scoring tries. So, you know, there's some good players going. I mean, I think in particular, Paulo Perellini's given great service to the club. Julian O'Neill as well, and as you say, Freddie hasn't been here quite as long, but he's probably made as much of an impact, and they'll be sorely missed. There's no question about it, as will some of the other guys you mentioned. But as happens every year, there seems to be a turnover of playing personnel, and you know, you wish the guys all the best, and you introduce some new ones.
Yes, you do. That's it. You thank them for the contribution, the excitement that they've given me and the spectators. So 46 points to 16. Saints with 10 minutes left. They're in control of the game. They're on the way to Old Trafford. No doubt Sean will be there with the Sky crew. Always well sought after for his comments, and obviously it's a coup for us at Micron to have him on the gantry and on our commentary this evening. But Saints in possession now. 30 points clear between the sides, and Saints looking to make it more. As we were saying, Sean, as you said about slowing it down as long as you've got the football. Saints really, I think even when you was in charge, never been a side that's really put the pedal down, the killer instinct, whereas Wigan have been. But yet Saints definitely look up for it tonight.
Oh yeah, they've just controlled the game right. You know, I just said not right from the start, but when they had a pretty poor start to the game when Wigan scored early. But after that, they've been in total control. They've had more numbers in the tackle, and I think that was a key to them. They've actually been able to slow Wigan's play the ball down quite well. But when they've had the ball, they've just looked so dangerous. And I mean, their potency with their offence, you know, it's just unstoppable. And I mean, if they come out and play this way in the grand final, it doesn't matter who they play, they'll win the game.
I have to say that this Wigan performance is, well, I would say is nothing short of pathetic, particularly in the second half. Woeful defence, and attacking has been not even reached one on the scale. Fifth tackle now, they've only reached halfway, and it's one of those games that Wigan are just going to have to put behind them and just try and forget. I can't see any positives coming out of this game, Ron, for Wigan.
Well, maybe not, but that's just how it goes, isn't it? I mean, we probably thought that the other week, Matt. There's no bigger game than Wigan and Saints, and at Nosey Road a fortnight ago, it was for the minor premiership, obviously the league leaders, and for the break before this match tonight, you know, 1 week off. But it's not gone Wigan's way, it's gone Saints' way. They had a bad day at the office there, then a good build-up. A Sean Long again! Support on the lining up on the inside! Sean Hoppy! Oh, Hoppy breaks gets out of the tackle. Hoppy will go in for the try. Saints' 9th try of the evening. This will bring the 50 up. 50 points against the Pie Eaters. It's not so often Saints do that. More like the Pie Eaters have put 50 on the Saints, but great stuff. Hoppy in for the try. The spectators are doing the Wigan walk. They've had enough. They'll go and throw themselves in the cut just over to the right. The River Douglas used to be full of them, and they're going away now. They've had enough. They live to fight another day. They're here next Saturday. Brilliant try by Hoppy in the end, Sean. Wigan dropping off the tackling again, just not good enough. Back to the drawing board.
Well, again, you know, lack of possession. They're tired. They've had to make a lot more tackles than what Saints have had to make, and you just can't compete with this. As I said, the offensive plays tonight, the attacking plays by St Helens have just been out of this world. I mean, you know, it's if you didn't like rugby league and you're watching your first game and you wanted to be entertained, there'd be no greater game to watch than this one. It's just absolutely fantastic. And their Saints they've thoroughly deserved this victory. And to put 50 points on Wigan any time must be an absolute bonus for St Helens.
Yeah, super it is. Sean Long again. Kicked one from a similar position last time. Matt, the wheels have fell off.
This is the worst part of it. I had to change my shift this morning and get up at like 6:15 actually, so I could have the night to get here. I wish I'd worked the late shift now. So another kick goes over from Sean Long, and they've got the 50 up already. 52 points to 16, and I'm not sure what Wigan can do now. Perhaps just leave the field early, conserve the energy for next week. There's so many internationals on the field for Wigan, and not one of them has stepped up, or not been allowed to step up, should I say. Perhaps it's not that Wigan are playing badly, perhaps the Saints are just playing the best football they've played all season, and it's perhaps coming at the right time.
Well, it is. It's great just to obviously peak at the right time, as they say. But you couldn't legislate for a score like this, could you? Again, obviously Wigan come in, cock a hoop. I fancied us to win. Obviously you wouldn't expect me to say anything else, just as you fancied the Wigan side to win. But we expected a much tighter game, and obviously that wasn't the way it's panned out. Sean Long run well. Saints have kept the ball alive, and that's what's paid the dividends, keeping the ball alive, doing the job. Well, Sean, just a last word before you go. I know you're back with the Sky cameras. Thanks for joining us. It's been a real entertaining game, hasn't it?
Yeah, thanks, Ronnie. It's been a pleasure to be with you through in the game, and it's just been a great result for St Helens. You know, it's not a game where luck's counted or a bounce of a ball or a refereeing decision. They've just thoroughly outplayed Wigan tonight, and you know, it's a great revenge and get square for them. I bet Saints wished it was a grand final though tonight, because you know, but at least they've got a week to get over things. They'll have a few niggles, and as I said, the Paul Newlove injury is crucial. Although I guess you probably wouldn't have noticed he wasn't on there tonight the way they've played. But, you know, I wish them all the best for the grand final, and it's going to be one hell of a game.
Yes, and it could be Wigan in the grand final, depending on how the game pans out. Thanks very much, Sean.
Thanks, Ronnie.
So Saints still have the ball, in control. Stankiewicz with a head-high tackle by Cassidy. The referee's come in. It's going to be a penalty to the Saints. Cassidy been spoken to. It's been a tough, hard game. There's not been many incidents like that, isolated incidents. It's been played in the best possible taste, if I can say that, Matt. But O'Neill driving it through again, the ball just knocked out. Saints keep it alive. Perolini, he steps. Oh, the sidestep, tremendous. Lovely backing up by Nicol. Has he got control? He hasn't. The ball's loose. Wigan have it. Can he play on?
Well, Wigan getting the scrum then. Bits and pieces being thrown onto the field by the Saints fans. It's not really within the sporting nature of the game, but there you go. Like you say, Ron, it's been a pretty clean game for one of such importance, and nothing really in that Cassidy challenge, but you've got to expect a little bit of frustration from the Wigan players. But they've got him back there, they've collared him round the neck. I don't know if you can make it out, Ron, but what are the little bits and pieces thrown on by the Saints crowd? What are they?
I think it's the bits. I think it's the try cards, isn't it?
It's not the Wigan fans chucking their tickets then?
Oh no. All Saints Becky's at that end, Matt.
Well, Farrell don't want it. Who does? They've got support though. They've put it on the inside. Robinson away. This is Ben Ebbett tripping each other up. Renouf tackled by Hall, flicks out the back door, but there's a Saints player there. I think I might do the Wigan walk myself in a minute.
Well, I felt like that a fortnight ago, I'll tell you, because I said on the commentary there I'll be glad to get home, because we was on top of the restaurant roof and it was spitting a bit, you know, or drizzling. Sonny Nicol drives it up, drives the shoulder in on the Saints 40, 52 points to 16 the score. 3 minutes remain. Saints march forward to the grand final at Old Trafford on the 14th of October. And what a great win tonight. Wigan at home next Saturday against the winners of Leeds and Bradford. Bradford and Leeds tomorrow night. Saints grubber the ball into touch, scrum down 15 metres from the Wigan line, head and feed to the Warriors. Time running out, 2 minutes remain, Matt.
Well, normally you'd expect Wigan to be scoring in the final 2 minutes, but I can't see that happening somehow. I think with Wigan, we'll save our best till last, and we'll see you 2 weeks' time, is it?
Yeah.
At Old Trafford. There's no way we can even the score now. 3-1, it is to you this season. But the biggest prize is at stake. And if we can beat whoever we're playing next week, we'll definitely see you there and we'll be at the top of our game, I'm sure. Oh, Cassidy again. And I think Long will have felt that one. It's a bit silly now, we don't want any injuries. Both teams want to be fully strength. It's already a big blow, you've lost Newlove. Hopefully he can be back for next week and it's nothing serious, but we'll soon see.
Yeah, penalty to the Saints. Long moving quickly. Saints are going to go for the goal, aren't they? They're going to wind the clock down. Yeah, they're going to eat the clock away, and why not? That's what it's all about. There's no way Wigan can win the game. Saints are going to make sure they're going to have the extra points. What a game we've had here at the JJB if you're a Saints, Becky. 9 tries and 8 goals. And Long now going to make it 9 goals if he can, well within his capabilities. Make it the round 9-9-54. The last kick of the game, probably. No time left on the clock as far as I'm aware. The Saints spectators, the players will be ecstatic.
Tell you what, Ron, it's been 3 times I've watched this time with me and you. There's 3 times we've lost. I'm starting to get sick of the sight here now. As Long tags that penalty goal just to add the icing on the cake for this Saints side. And whoever you are, a Wigan fan, a Saints fan, a neutral to the game, you've got to take your hat off and admire this Saints side. The way they've come back from that big defeat against Wigan 2 weeks ago, and they've come and they've thrown their hat, so to speak, in the ring, and we've got an idiot on the pitch trying to congratulate with his side. But Saints, hands down, have won this game well and truly. Wigan will have to go back to basics, back to the drawing board. I'll let Ron do the closing statement, but I'll just say one more time a special mention to Helen Almond. Hope everything goes well in the wedding tomorrow. Sorry that the game couldn't have been any better for you, but here's to the future.
Yes, thanks very much, Matt. Saints at Old Trafford on the 14th of October. A 9-try, 9-goal demolition of the Pie Eaters. Wigan got off to the best possible start with Renouf try in the 2nd minute. They trailed at the interval, 18 points to 6, I should say. Saints came out with all guns blazing. 3rd minute and 6th minute try from Iro and Long, both converted. Tommy Martin got one courtesy of the video ref in the 12th minute. in the 12th minute. Tony Smith blistered through. He's come on as a substitute. Faddle goaled it. He made it 34-12. But it was all one-way traffic after. Sean Long with a try on the 60th minute. Renouf hit back, courtesy of the video ref 3 minutes later. Then Iro and Hoppy with tries late on. Long with a conversion, and then a penalty goal at the end, making the final score here at the JJB. Wigan 16, Saints 54. Saints there for the photo call at the back of the North Stand, where the majority of the St Helens public are gathered. They'll be ecstatic. Wigan going into the dressing room now, back to basics. Home tie next week, as I say, but great display and great admiration for the fans there, cheering the charges on. The lads know they've done it. They're back at Old Trafford, a second go. They are the Super League champions, the grand finalists. They hold the Super League trophy, and they're back there at Old Trafford on the 14th of October. A great display, well finished off. Clinical demolition of Wigan. You couldn't have legislated for this score, but we was talking before, Matt, and obviously I said I hope Saints could smack Wigan's bottom just as Wigan smacked our bottom a fortnight ago. It's come off, they've done it. 54 points to 16, and unbelievable. The Saints now coming off, embracing each other. They know they're there. They've still a fight on. 3 teams left in it, Matt. Wigan, Bradford and Leeds, and anything can happen, can't it? Can Frank Endicott lift the Wigan side for next week?
Well, I'm sure that he can. This is just a blip in the Wigan season, all right? It's come at a crucial time like this, but Wigan have got to come back. It's not a case of can they come back, they've got to come back. Another slip up like this next week and that's it, they're out of the competition. But it all leads up to the grand final. If Wigan can make it, they will be desperate for revenge, and we'll have a big game on them.
Yes, and don't forget the Hoof master plan. You heard it here first on Micron. Thanks for joining us. You've been with Matt Fielding, myself Ron Hoof, Phil on camera, Derek on stat, Sean McRae has been with us. Join us for the next game.